You're listening to the We Are Libertarians Podcast Network. Find all of our shows at wearelibertarians.com. This is Chris Spangle, host of Liberty Explained and We Are Libertarians. And when you first become a libertarian, it's really confusing. There's all these new ideas that you've never heard presented by all these people that you don't know, and it can be so hard to grasp all that quickly. But we've got you covered. Go to libertyexplained.com. We're going to break down issues. You can search the tags and find out something quickly, watch a video, or listen to a podcast from some of the top experts in libertarianism. And we also have video playlists that we've collected and a list of the top podcasts. And we even have a podcast ourselves with Julia Geyer, Levy Rainey, and myself, where we answer your questions about libertarianism. So go check it out right now, libertyexplained.com.
If you think you've heard everything the libertarian world has to offer, you've got another thing coming. Enemy of My Enemy is a fast-paced podcast that brings hyper-intelligent and qualified libertarians from the left, right, and center together to debate and discuss current events and the hottest topics. Don't settle for slow-paced, predictable shows filled with the same philosophy you've already heard before. Tune into Enemy of My Enemy for something fresh and educational. I look forward to seeing you there.
You're listening to the We Are Libertarians Network. Learn more at wearelibertarians.com.
Welcome to the Boss Hog of Liberty podcast. This is episode number 201 of East Central Indiana's favorite podcast, Suck It, Juice in the Morning, Indiana's favorite podcast, East Central Indiana's favorite podcast, and Dakota Davis's personal favorite podcast. Jeremiah Morrell, here with my forever co-host, Dakota Davis. We'll call him a co-host. We got Aaron Dicken in the room. I don't know if he's a co-host or a chaperone. Producer Zach Burcham. Chris Staten called in sick or is suspended, depending upon how you want to interpret episode 200. What else are we doing, Dakota?
Today's episode features the two of us, and I'm just kind of upset that you just assumed that Brittany Dicken needed her husband to chaperone her places.
Maybe a driver.
I do.
1963.
How incredibly offensive.
I was told Newcastle was good enough in 1963, and we don't need to change it.
Today's episode features all of us. We're going to be talking to Brittany Dicken about her career as an author, and we are also going to be talking to Miss Carrie Barrett about Newcastle Main Street. I didn't know. That's why I said Ms. You know, I'm just trying to be polite.
Thank you. That makes me seem young.
Ms.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay.
You obviously haven't had a colonoscopy.
Wait, have you?
No.
She could go get those checked.
Oh.
It's not a big deal.
Normalize it.
If you're over
Yes.
50, you should get a colonoscopy.
My father just had one. Everything seemed fine.
That's
I wasn't there, but he
good
tells
for
me
him.
everything went great.
Awesome.
Zach, Chris
Wow.
says you've had a couple.
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay.
No. Maybe Mark Brim has.
Back to Dakota.
I'm dead. I'm all done. This is your part.
This show
Ladies and gentlemen, we have something for you today.
is about our lives in rural Indiana. We're here to push your boundaries and make you think as individuals. Sometimes we'll provoke you. Other times we'll make you laugh. But hopefully you'll always learn something new.
That's right. We just got done with a huge 30-minute Patreon episode. Patreon.com/Boss Hog of Liberty. That's where you can go to support the show every month.
The first 5 minutes were apologies, so those don't count.
Yeah, well, it was still pretty long. It was fun. We had a lot of fun discussing a wide array of topics. That is where we go. That's where, if you've been a listener for a really long time, there used to be a section of the show at the front every day where we said, the week in review.
Yes.
It was our week recap, and we gave you all of our personal details of what we were doing that week. That has all moved to Patreon.
Back before Dakota moved to Spiceland, and we never see him.
So you get
It's
all
too
of
far
those.
away.
Yeah, you get all of those really funny stories in the Patreon portion. This side is all business. It's 100% legit for real.
Yeah.
You also get show notes before the show even starts, so you can follow along in real time as you're watching. The
Sometimes
live
as
episode.
much as 67 minutes in advance
That's right.
of the show. You've got a lot of time to digest them.
We promise that every single week that we have a show, that you're going to get those. The tiers start at $5 a month. They go all the way up to $80 a month. If you subscribe at $50 or more a month, then you get a shout out at the front of each and every episode. Those folks are our favorite car dealer in all of Indiana,
Andy Moore Buick GMC.
Mr. Jonathan Phillips. And we also have our favorite Liberty lover all the way up in Fort Wayne, Indiana, Miss Christy Avery.
The queen of Allen County.
And then our biggest fan of all, Mr. Chris Lamb.
Our cigar aficionado.
That's right.
Special congratulations this week to Craig DaCosta, who is still a patron, not that $50 level any longer, but he got engaged.
That's right.
So hopefully the DaCosta family, when they have their first budget meeting, says, yeah, we're still going to be a part of the Boss Hog.
I think that's why he had to drop down a level.
He had to buy that ring.
He was like, saving up for a wedding, guys.
It was spectacular.
And we were like, all right. Well, understood. tchip.com/BHO1, 2, 3, or 4. That's where you can get all of your Boss Hog of Liberty apparel. 1, 2, and 3 are all t-shirts, hoodies, long sleeve tees. They all have different designs. BHO3 is my personal favorite. It's the one that's the sweatshirt that I bought. It has the slogan on the back and it's got the logo real big on the front. And then we also have tchip.com/BHO mug. You have a mug with our logo on it that is revealed whenever hot things get poured into it. It's color changing. So
Some hot Dicken cider,
Zach,
perhaps.
Zach, will you go ahead and share the link for the Danny Morrell signature briefs?
Someone's got to forward that to me.
That's right.
Just Google it. It's out there.
Producer Zach Burcham he's putting all the links to those in the show live stream right now. So if you're just listening audio only, then you can go to our Facebook page and you can click those links in the comments section.
Feel good?
I feel all right. We had a lot of fun in Patreon, so I feel like we're already off the rails, even though the show is already starting.
This will be the most focused show in your 201 run.
Yeah, this is all you could dream of. I feel like this is show 1 all over again. We did 200 decent ones, and now we're gonna start with one spectacular episode. That's what this is gonna be.
Yep.
I talked about our professionalism last week, but now I really mean it.
Don't talk about it this week. We saw what happened last week.
Yeah, well, he talked about our professionalism after everything else.
As it was happening, just to slay the rest of the room one more time.
That really got me. I was out of commission for like 7 minutes just laughing after Jeremiah said that we were good, that we were professional.
He said more professional.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the biggest derailment of the show in its 200 episode history was happening.
There are massive bright lights in the room. The key is just to look at the other castmates. That's all you have to do. Right. Don't look anywhere else. Consider yourself. It's just like being on a stage doing a performance, right? The big lights are on. You're looking around over here. You don't worry about the audience.
Everyone in their underwear.
You imagine everybody is in their underwear or dressed like the Easter Bunny, and you're good to go.
Sometimes they actually are.
All right, let's get into it.
Moving on.
The author is here, Brittany Dicken, and she brought her illustrator,
Yes.
Aaron Dicken.
Wow, way to just
No relation.
ruin like bullet point number 7.
Yes. Most focused show.
Yep, that's they're general themes. They're talking points. It's not a script. What's this about? You sat at home in COVID and you said, I'm going to write a kick butt children's book or two.
Well, actually, and first I just have to preface this by saying that it feels really weird to be in this seat because usually I'm at home watching this guy and you guys having fun. So I'm not used to being on the other side of things. But
she just admitted to watching you.
Yes, I do. Yeah. Yeah. So
Having
thanks for
fun,
having
too.
me.
How, does he put? Do you put him on? Picture I want to picture the Dicken family home.
Uh-huh.
Do you and all of the children gather around the big screen TV to watch this, or do you go to the basement and watch on the bigger TV, or is everybody watching on their iPad? How do you consume?
Because the basement's where she can more accurately keep the names on the list that she needs to visit after the show.
That makes sense. Your Steve Buscemi list.
Yes. Yeah. Correct. No. Usually it's casting from bed because it's bedtime for the children.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah. But thanks for having me. I'm excited and. Actually, all of the books except for the Newcastle book have been written for a very long time. I've been waiting for my illustrator to do his job and get them finished. But
he's off inventing cigarette taxes and
like trash,
raising the cost to die,
taking care of the
lowering
trash.
inches of grass.
Yeah, he's very busy. So So yeah, your hair was actually done maybe like 5-6 years ago.
So
it took him that long to illustrate?
Yes.
So he couldn't illustrate your hair until he had no hair.
Listen, you guys.
Actually, let's see. Was it like several years ago? My Christmas gift was a signed contract from him stating that he would finish my books by the end of the year. I think that was like
Which year?
Listen,
2013, maybe.
I'd just like to look in the camera for a second. Wives, when your husbands tell you that they're going to do something, they're going to do it. No need to remind them every 6 months.
Truth. And then whenever I had the idea to do the Newcastle book this year, he's very motivated by anything Newcastle. It's one of the things I love about him. And so he definitely was on the ball with that one. And I did a lot of the illustrating for that one. So he just had to do like design layout.
So you brought your hair with you.
Yes.
The Newcastle book is it's also a hair. Okay.
Yes,
I was
it's
wondering.
here.
Can I see one?
We'll put that up on the we'll put one of those up in front of Carrie as well. On the big display.
So that one was finished pretty quickly. And my son, who your hair was written for, was kind of like, why is this book getting published before mine?
Dear North Carolina with love, me. Oh,
Yes,
Newcastle.
exactly.
Yes.
Here's
Yeah.
the real vulnerable part of it is that my father is a tremendous artist. My older brother Wes has always been a tremendous artist. I did not get those genes.
Not true.
So and I also like things that are easy or that come easy to me. And I think we're all probably like that. So it's been something I've had to work at, to get right because, we wanted it to be exactly right and exactly the way that, Brittany envisioned it.
So whenever Braylon questioned why his book was not going to be done, it got done very quickly.
In time for his 15th birthday.
Yes.
So your hair is about your oldest son.
Yes.
And there's
correct.
actually in the dedication is the photo that we based the illustration. There's actually an illustration off of that.
Did you have curly hair?
Did I have curly hair?
Yeah.
No, it was very thin, as you can imagine, and dull.
But anyone that knows Braylon, I mean, he has very crazy, wild red hair. So he was definitely the inspiration for that book.
But I think that it's neat to see, I think it applies to everybody's individuality and
Yes.
Spirit of being a unique person.
We
and
have
owning that.
we have a very special place in our hearts for all redheads. But yeah, overall, the message was just about, embracing your uniqueness and just loving yourself. So
Even if you're redheaded.
even if you're redheaded, especially if you're redheaded, Jeremiah.
Oh, I see. I'm going to learn so much from this book when I get to read it.
Yep. And you can call me and we'll come over and read it to you because some of the words might be hard.
I mean, there are some multiple syllable words in this.
I love the
Oh, wait, your
deer.
wife's a teacher.
The Dear
What
Newcastle
she used to
book.
be. After she met me, she had to give it up.
One of
Yeah.
these days, you'll have to check out the rough draft of the chocolate chip cookies.
Yes.
That's just
Again, being
something
vulnerable.
something on the side. You'll have to
Imagine
check out that picture.
plate with several steaming piles of poo. And that's what
It's
it
much
looks
better
like.
now.
It's much
Yeah.
better now.
It's much better now.
And actually, that's a paisley.
I can imagine. That's pretty funny.
That's a paisley apron because that's actually what my mom likes to wear.
Yeah.
It's paisley.
And she really does make the
I'm
best
just
chocolate chip
watching the
cookies.
bleed through from the other side, and it looks like there's this like steam coming off of the chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah,
that is
the
not bleed
steam.
through. That
Oh, it is intentional. Okay,
Because they are
All right.
always
intentional.
warm.
But
That
can
is
we go
correct.
ahead and point out the other flaws so that we can get those corrected? Jeez.
He's way
Always
more
a critic.
cynical than I
I
am
know.
about this.
All art is perfect. But it all gets
Even-
interpreted and viewed
Even the 666 on the Robert Indiana mural,
and
right?
criticized.
Has anyone ever brought that up?
No,
Really?
not that I'm aware of.
See, I frequent Early Bird Diner.
Mm-hmm.
I always have to park there for unknown reasons, for unspecified reasons. Jeremiah,
Did I get muted on my own show, or did I step on the microphone?
thank
on the
you,
mic or
Zach.
something. You're welcome, Dakota.
I always wonder. I'm like, has someone showed up to the city council member and been like, why is there 666 by the library?
Not yet, because art in all forms should be appreciated.
I'm looking forward to the next council meeting when Zach does it, though. And everybody's like, that's what Zach finally is pissed about after 5 years in the second row.
So, Brittany, you already said you have other books
Yes.
in the works. Are you just planning on keep on writing these things and just passing them on to Aaron's desk?
I hope so. No, I don't see it going away anytime soon. I have lots of ideas swirling around in my head. One of the books that's finished that we're hoping to release next, I'm really excited about. Not to toot my own horn, but it's kind of I think a powerful message for girls, which, we have 2 of. So I feel very strongly about, instilling confidence and self-love in them. And it's instead of a princess, and it's just kind of like, instead of a princess, I'd like to be something more awesome. I'd rather be me, like all of the great things that you could be. And the illustrator has some great ideas as well.
And also a princess.
Yes.
And
Who doesn't want to be a princess?
yes. No,
I've never really given it much thought, but I'd be fine with it, I guess.
I think this is a book that I was talking with Carrie earlier. We're trying to get out of our own frame of reference, which is where we go. And I'd really like this book, as the illustrator, to be more representative of everybody, regardless of, your race or disability or, just make it very unique and something that everybody can pull something away from. That's, I think, really important as we develop this idea. But yes, we are waiting on the illustrations. We had a computer crash that had all of those illustration files. But now I'm thinking
these are not drawn by hand.
Start a Patreon.
These are not drawn by hand.
Oh, no.
No,
Are you doodling on an iPad?
I'm not even on an iPad. It is strictly out of a lot. I find Photoshop easy to work with in terms of layers and effects and whatnot. So a lot of the illustrations are out of there.
That's how I do everything. I try to use like Illustrator, and I hate it. Trying to create my own images, but some people really get it.
Sometimes I pull up Illustrator just to get what I want, to copy it and then paste it into Photoshop.
Yep, that's the only time.
Yeah.
That sounds like plagiarism.
It is. Plagiarism against myself. Plagiarism against myself. I'm trying to.
Of course, we elected a plagiarist president, so it's probably fine.
I am really
no comment.
I'm just really excited, and I think probably even more excited now that we've got these in our hands and we can see. We've got a note here from Elle that she wrote to Brittany before the show, and I don't know. I think it's just important for us to show what we can do if we think of something, and should just go after it and get it. And I'm really excited and proud of Brittany, and am thankful that I get to work alongside her on this.
I mean, at the end of the day, everything, with the exception of the Newcastle book, that was kind of a different story, but they all started as just like fun little stories for our kids. So for us, whenever I wanted them to be illustrated and in book form, I just thought it would be cool for my kids to have them. I never really had any plans on releasing them to the public.
On a book tour?
No.
I'm telling you, today you start with Boss Hog, and then a week from Thursday, you're going to be on the Today Show in New York. It is going to be a rocket ship.
We're gonna
The one
get
thing
an
everyone
RV.
needs to know about me is I am the opposite of Aaron Dicken, and I don't like speaking to people, really.
This is just a conversation among us.
To find the books. So I'm going through it, and I was writing the show notes today, and I'm like, what is the name of the hair book? I can't remember the name. And so I'm like, Aaron posted it on Facebook, and I'm like scrolling. I'm like, God, Aaron posts so much.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait a minute.
And you get
His wife doesn't post that often. So then I had to go to your page because it was way easier to find the post about the book than scrolling for half an hour to find it on Aaron's page.
I am ashamed.
To accidentally have somebody text you and then you have to start over.
Aaron also posts in duplicate because you get stuff from Aaron Dicken and you get stuff from Aaron Dicken Ward.
True.
I didn't
City
want
Council.
to admit to our guest before the show that I couldn't remember the name of her book. How embarrassing.
No
This is a
hard
safe
feelings.
space.
You search Brittany's name in Amazon, it will come up, but also suggest results for Brittany Dickens.
Yeah, it does not like Brittany Dicken for some reason. It's
Well,
Dickens.
that's very Midwestern of them.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we couldn't have M&Ms at our wedding either.
Yes.
So
True
I
story.
don't get that. Okay.
They would not accept our last
We tried to
name on the
personalize
M&Ms.
the M&Ms.
Oh.
They didn't like it.
True story.
Thought it was vulgar.
See, it's hard.
Oh, wait a minute.
Thought it was vulgar.
That was the actual alert.
He is now
That's
giggling
pretty
because
good.
it's gotten there.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. So the speaking of Amazon,
I'm trying to not do anything. I'm just trying, and you just
It's funny.
all I do is sit here and wait patiently.
Brittany, you self-published on Amazon.
Yes, we did.
Tell me about that process.
So several years back, I had started the process of, thinking about trying to get them published and had submitted manuscripts to different companies and even met with like a fairly local publishing company. And same conversation with everyone. They all liked the books. They all wanted to publish them. They were accepted, I guess. Most people
Please
don't.
bring a check, though. They say
Most people don't realize you have to pay a lot of money to publish books. I mean, unless I guess you're famous or you have some
Unless you have a
famous
book deal.
agent or yes. So it just wasn't financially feasible for us. And we explored the option of Amazon. And, that may not be the route that a lot of people want to go, especially if you're looking if you want to make a lot of money, if you're looking for notoriety, or, I guess a lot of people would say, well, if it's self-published, does that really count? We didn't really care about any of that. We just wanted it in book form so we could get it
be
into the
available.
hands of the people that we wanted to have it.
And you have some in town. So
Correct.
if folks are in Henry County or Newcastle, there are some key locations that they can acquire a copy.
There will be, hopefully, fingers crossed. We've had several most of the businesses that are featured in the Newcastle book, the Rink, Barnett Cookies, I know,
Rose Bowl.
1822 Boutique. They have all said that they plan on selling, in their stores. So that would always be, we would always say shop local first, especially if it's supporting small business. So that would be what we would recommend. Aaron and I do have some on hand, and Amazon is always an option.
And that is one thing that we should mention about the Newcastle book is the illustrations are all
Local landmarks.
photos of local landmarks, and they're really great. It's really, really neat. It's a really cool book, actually. Weenie World is in here, which is one of my favorite landmarks.
Yeah.
That's an icon.
Are you a member of the Blue River
Coast Guard?
I'm not. no.
Because
You should
I
be.
have been
I
I have been thanked for my service while wearing the shirt. Not even kidding.
True story.
Really?
So you really should invest
Have you ever-
$10.
I have
Visited
my
a
hands full
porta
with,
potty.
Yeah.
I have my hands
With your
full guarding
Blue
the
River
coast
Coast
of
Guard
Beezer
shirt on?
Creek in Spiceland. So it's a full-time job out there. Yeah. The only guy.
The Beezer Creek Navy.
Yep.
Right.
It's just me and a German Shepherd patrolling.
What's your Australian
as it should
Shepherd
be.
do? Is he a traitor?
Listen, there's not a thought behind those eyes.
He's sweet.
We got the smartest dog in the litter, and Dakota apparently got the dumbest one that ever has walked the earth.
He's nice, though.
He's a pretty boy.
He's good. He's good.
dog.
He knows how to shake.
And Brittany, the millions that you're going to make off of this Dear Newcastle Love Me book are going to benefit who?
Millions. They are all going to, so the businesses that are featured in the book, if they sell it, they're able to keep those proceeds. So we wanted them to be able to benefit from it also. Everything else is going to Newcastle Main Street.
Awesome. And we happen to have a representative of Newcastle Main Street in the building.
Yes, who is very thankful for this book and the proceeds.
Who is also in the acknowledgments section of the book. Yeah.
I am?
It says for Carrie. I assume you're Carrie.
She is.
That's my name.
She is
Yeah.
the Carrie.
That's my name. Look,
It
she's
says,
excited.
thank you for being relentless in your efforts to support local businesses, to share positivity, and to cultivate a community of growth in our hometown.
Listen, I've
I
said
love
I've
that.
said this a lot lately. I send my ideas and some questions and like some leading questions to two people if I want to get it done, and Carrie Barrett's one of those people because she gets it done.
Thank you. I am relentless, which is sometimes a bad quality.
I'm really enjoying video producer Zach trying to climb over the beer fridge between the lights and the lamps to make one tiny
very
adjustment to the
cramped over there.
It
screen.
was impressive.
Carrie,
Yes.
for those that didn't hear the first time, just give us a quick rundown of what is Newcastle Main Street.
Newcastle Main Street is an organization that is dedicated to renewing and growing downtown Newcastle.
So, what do you guys?
Broad Street and Main Street, both.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
They're
yes.
all on the list. Race Street. We're on a. We have
Oh,
a,
there's
we
several
have a
streets.
prestigious Race Street address over here.
You do have a prestige. This is, yes, and it's a lovely building now.
At the very
thanks
end
to
of-
the Rose City Partners, I believe.
Absolutely.
It is.
Good people.
Man, I just lost my train of thought. Go ahead, somebody.
Anybody?
Do you
say
want
it,
a little
please?
background on Main Street?
Yes, please.
All right. Well, we started in 2014, and actually Dave Nance and Jeff Ray pestered me until I agreed to start, and I really didn't know what I was getting into. So when we started, we really just thought, oh, we'll do flowers, because it seemed like low-hanging fruit, I guess, or what
Some
you do.
city beautification.
Yes. And so we started with that, and now we have expanded into economic development and entrepreneurship along with the flowers, because that's important, because flowers make it look like somebody's home. So that's where we started.
And it's led into the big Fourth Friday series.
Big Fourth Friday series, yes, which is starting May 28th. And it's back. It's very strange because we didn't have it last year. So it's hard to start again and be sort of normal, but people are excited. We have some exciting things planned. Mason
Broddinghouse, our graduated intern.
Yes, he's an angel sent from heaven above. I've never met him.
The only person to ever say that
Waiting for something.
is Carrie
I was
Barrett.
waiting for something like that.
I did feel very elderly when he told me he has gotten all the music for Fourth Fridays. And you know, a lot of people say that they want to volunteer, and then I never hear from them again. So Mason said he wanted to volunteer and actually went and got the axe. So to play uptown. So I'm sorry, downtown, to play downtown. And so
Easttown.
East
Side of downtown.
East side of downtown. So I texted him and said, "You're an angel, Mason." I'm sure he thought it's an 85-year-old woman, but anyway, no. And our first band is Rock Bottom Boys of Madison County. They're out of Madison County.
That's
and
actually
they play
my resident
bluegrass.
director from Anderson University.
They're
Yes.
amazing. They were at our last Fourth Friday that we had pre-COVID, and they're great. They're
fun.
They're fun.
Energetic.
yes,
Bluegrass.
They're young, and we're going to have a bar at the plaza this year. Twin Lions and Town Tavern are going to work together. Twin Lions kind of knows this. They're going to work together to sell craft beer and maybe liquor. Maybe we'll check with the city attorney, and wine. So we're excited about that.
We're not a dry county. You should be able to.
Yes.
Consenting
Listen,
adults,
Carrie.
yada, yada, yada.
Masks
Tell me.
off, liquor.
Let it
Liquor on, masks
Dakota
off and
is
on.
there. Bluegrass.
After the 1918 pandemic was over, we had the Roaring 20s.
That's right.
Yes.
We don't have prohibition for 3 or 4 years. Let's have some fun for a minute.
We will have some fun. I am looking forward to. I think it'll be really fun, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I think we'll have a lot of people there.
Well, and a testament to Carrie's relentlessness. Fourth Fridays weren't totally absent last year either.
Oh, that's
you
true.
know, she
They were virtual.
She called Omaha, and they were virtual.
Omaha Steaks.
Peyton Manning.
She made a.
We have to explain sports to Dakota.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
Yeah.
She called an audible, which is a football term.
Well, I'd say
but
it would
she
call
changed
timeout first, but
plans.
Dakota wouldn't understand that either.
I would get that. I don't know what Omaha means.
So in your Fourth Fridays, I work with 4-H junior leaders.
Yes.
And for the last 10 years, we've done a photo scavenger hunt where the kids would get in a car. They'd leave from the Memorial Park. They'd go running all over town in cars with drivers. And this year we went to a hybrid model, and we went entirely downtown on foot.
Oh, yeah?
So I thought I could give you a list of what we did for Photo Scavenger Hunt, and potentially you guys could work this in, something
Yes.
similar to this for your program.
I would love it.
So if you guys wanted to do
And
something
for those
similar,
on the podcast, Jeremiah just handed Carrie.
I have
a piece of
provided her
paper.
the list of what the 4-Hers did this week.
Thank you, Jeremiah.
Yes.
Is this
And
and this is getting pictures?
This is basically you gather a team, and your team goes to all of the sites in, say, an hour or an hour and 10 minutes. And they all report back with their pictures. They could upload them to a Facebook page or anything. And then you get some cool photos of some landmarks in Newcastle with people at them. And then maybe they could win a book or something.
Okay.
that's a great
Good
idea.
idea.
And can I just point out, you said you strictly stayed downtown this year.
This is everything in here is within 5 blocks of Race and 14th Street.
So just looking at how long this list is
52
so
items.
exciting.
52 items.
And I think also what Brittany tried to accomplish in the NC book, that there's so many positive things that, Carrie is highlighting, and others just right in the heart of Newcastle.
Yes.
And you've done it here.
Listen.
Again, you've done it, you crazy.
I know. I'm out of control, Dicken.
This podcast reaches very far across the U.S. You heard us talking about a longtime listener, Mr. Craig DaCosta, earlier. He listens from all the way in Hawaii. And another listener that we have that I talk to regularly, his name is Dale. He lives in Iowa. And he's like, man, your podcast makes me keep thinking I just need to pack up and move to Newcastle.
I love
It does. It's a
I
great
love that.
place.
That's what I keep telling him. I'm like,
Craig
Listen, Dale.
visited Newcastle and came to the studio on his vacation from Hawaii. He visited Newcastle.
That's amazing.
and
I think
St. Elmo Steakhouse.
Yeah.
Most people would visit Hawaii.
Yeah, I know.
Which Craig DaCosta, if you're looking to host a children's author, get a hold of me. I know one.
Well, I do think there's one thing that Brittany was talking about earlier. Her books seem to have a theme of love, right? So we just completed our strategic plan. And for those just listening, I did bring a big binder.
She brought her Leslie Knope Memorial Binder.
that says strategic plan on it. But our tagline this moving forward is going to be love lives here. And so I think this book is perfect for what our vision is for Newcastle. Love lives here. And that can be, all kinds of things. It can be that you love your pet, that you love Robert, Indiana, you love art, you love children's authors. It's all kinds of, you love your hometown. So
You love the people of your
you love bourbon.
You love good bourbon.
Yeah.
People
There are a
too.
lot of great things that our little city has to offer.
Yes.
And I think motivation for the Newcastle book came from, one, a sense of hometown pride, and just, I felt like I had one conversation after another with people who have moved away, who are just emphatic about the fact that they will not return for whatever reason. I won't go back to Newcastle. And that just drives me bonkers.
Well, you can't have chickens here, so it is understandable.
I mean,
if we could have backyard chickens, I think we'd probably double in size.
I
in
know
a
who you
year.
can talk to about that.
I know.
We've been trying relentlessly, Brittany.
I'll try for you.
The people of Indianapolis
I'll
can
see
have
what I
backyard
can do.
chickens. Don't you think Elle deserves to grow up with a couple of little hens?
Listen,
No.
I've told you this once. I've told you at least 3 times. You're talking to the wrong guy.
I was
I can
told
put
that
you in touch with the right guy.
I was told that ordinances start with
Hey.
the city council.
I can send you to the 2 people I now consult if I want to get something done. One of them's
Smith
right
and
there.
Wesson.
One of them's
Oh,
Listen, Greg York won't answer our calls. He won't come on the show, so we can't pester him. About
you
it.
haven't invited him in a while.
That's been a long time.
We have an opening in early May. We've got the next 3 shows after this one booked out. So his people have to talk to our people.
Let's go back in the show notes here for a second, because I think this is something pretty cool that you did. Even though the world was different in 2020, in some ways it still is. Even though you would never know Los Charros Mexican Grill in Knightstown. You guys fundraise and also talk to the county council. And there was a dispute in the group chat about the city council, maybe.
Yes.
With funds to to provide restaurants and businesses that were forced to close their doors in the face of the COVID-19 pandemic. So I just want to talk about that whole process. Like, how did a business get funds? How many businesses did you send funds to? What did it all look like?
Well, we had been awarded some money from the county council for a Robert, Indiana sign. And for one reason or another, it just never got built as projects go, right?
You can't say that after all I've been saying.
Well, yes, right. I was so relentless that I failed on this one. I had gotten a little ahead of a dream. It was supposed to go across the street.
Was it Memorial Park Board's fault? Because there were a massive resignations.
Yes, it was their fault. No, it wasn't really anybody's fault. But we had about $45,000 left over from food and beverage in 2017. And I thought, our board thought, what would be do we really need a Robert, Indiana sign if businesses are closing? No. So let's take that money and then we can fundraise with it and give $3,000 grants to local businesses. You had to be in Henry County, had 30 employees or under. So we got a committee together quickly. We fundraised $27,000. So we had about 60, don't do my math exactly, but we had about $67,000 to give away. And we gave that away to businesses for the Business Resiliency Fund. And then we gave money, then the city council gave us nothing. Thank you very much, Aaron Dicken. The county
Now, there was
council,
an enormous argument today in the group chat, led by Zach Burcham.
Listen, I'm going to get this wrong.
Led by Zach.
did.
He was on a witch hunt today over where some riverboat money went to.
That's the only reason I attend city council meetings.
we did. Now, listen, I do want to clarify.
I'm going to butcher this.
We got $25,000 from the city council in 19, but for operating expenses.
Right. I'm going to butcher this, but a friend of mine, and this applies to me, says, I'm often confident, rarely correct. And so I definitely did not search the Courier website, search the city website, the EDC website, and my email. And also text the clerk treasurer. I was confident.
Just sloshing around city tax dollars falling out of your bucket everywhere.
Can't even keep track.
And nobody can have chickens.
What a shame.
Well, so
Just depressing.
Chicken tax.
the county council gave us $150,000 out of the riverboat fund. And we, nope, that's a lie. County council gave us $150,000 out of food and beverage. Sorry, you guys got me confused with your wrongness. $150,000. And we gave, that was for restaurants. So we gave $7,500 to restaurants. Overall, we helped 53 businesses, and that ended up being 318 employees. And we granted $216,000. So that
$216,000 in grants.
Yes, that was very fulfilling for me personally, and gave me something wonderful to do during COVID, during the shutdown. But I was super excited. Downtown didn't have any businesses close. I don't know about in the county. We only had one business close that we gave a grant to. So that was exciting. And that was something that I am very proud that we got to do.
And as I mentioned in Patreon, I think there is such a pent up demand that after people get shots in their arms in the next 4 to 6 weeks, that you're going to see just an unbelievable wave of people ready to do things and participate and spend some newfound money.
I think you're right, Jeremiah. And I think people are going to be excited about being local. I think we're not going to go out of town as much, except to travel and go camping. I think people.
Hey, ma'am, I went all the way to Summit Lake State Park, and it was full this last weekend.
That's still
already.
in Henry County.
Yeah, exactly.
And Owen didn't even fall in the water. That's impressive.
No, he tried. He tried to flip me out of a kayak.
It looked like it.
The one thing with the COVID stuff coming out, like I knew when the restaurants finally got back open, it was awesome because you would call like Primo and try and get a carryout order, and they'd be like, "That's going to be an hour and a half."
Yep.
And they were like running out of food. I was like, "This is a great problem to have." Like we almost need to get online and coordinate what restaurants like. Oh, Primo's backed up, but like 1,000 degrees, not too bad. And because you wondered, like, people are trying to spread it around. So it was awesome to call and have to wait an hour and a half or 2 hours for food.
Matt Sousa is in the chat, Sousa's Lawn Care, and he says he appreciates the grant that he received from Carrie as well.
Well, thank you.
So there you
Thanks
go.
for
many small
participating.
businesses.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, a testament to a community like ours that have people like Carrie that, you know, even like when things look dark and gloomy, like let's figure it out and let's pick some people up. Yep. That's why I think we love Newcastle. That's why we chose to stay here. And that's why we're excited to raise our kids here too.
And what I was trying to get across in the book is, you know, a lot of big cities, they may have more stores. They may have nicer parks or perfectly landscaped neighborhoods, but that support and that connection and that love, I don't know that you would find it there.
Yeah, it is sad that we have to have out of county beer.
We do need that badly. The one thing we're doing right now is business builders.
Dakota's bathtub gin isn't doing it for us.
Like
Does the job.
Nobody's died yet.
So Carrie, we talked about your big year in 2020. We talked about Fourth Friday live music and the Love Lives Here campaign. Let's talk a little bit about these entrepreneur workshops that you guys are putting on. You said that
happened this week, right?
Yeah,
it started yesterday. Yeah. Well, the kickoff meeting was yesterday. Yes.
So what do you guys? Who puts on the workshop? First of all, like who is up there doing the talking, and then also, how can you get signed up for it?
Well, anyone can come. You can still come. They're Wednesday evenings at the Smith Building. And we have partnered with the ISBDC. So Scott Underwood is our local ISBDC liaison agent. I'm not exactly sure what his title is, something like that. But he teaches the classes. There are 6 workshops, and we talk about business plans. We talk about finances. We talk about, do you need to have a storefront? Can you do it from your home? Can you self-publish on Amazon? Those kinds of things. So anyone is invited. And if you have a business idea that's in its infancy, or if you are a business that has been around for a while and just needs help in one particular area, you are welcome to come anytime. And they're free.
Oh, great.
And at the end, there's a prize.
Is this like where church is free and then they pass the offering plate and you didn't realize you're supposed to bring a 20?
No, listen, it's the exact opposite. At the end, Jeremiah, you can do, we have launch night.
Okay.
And you can pitch, and we have $12,000 to give away.
So this is like Shark Tank.
A little bit, except we're a lot nicer. Okay. I mean, a lot nicer. But,
Low bar.
Blue River Tank.
Low bar.
Low bar is really, yeah.
Blue River Tank.
But last year, we did this last year, and, Studio 1534 won some money. Emily Catron, her husband happens to be a waiter at Primo. And she won some money, and she came back with 10 times the money she won in business from what she learned in Business Builders. So that was a really exciting thing to learn.
I also imagine it would be one of those, after you've been doing something for a long time. We've been doing this podcast, for instance, for 4 years.
4 wonderful years.
You can get kind of lax in it, to where it's just you're just doing it.
I have a perfect attendance.
You just stop showing up.
Occasionally, something, you either go to something, you hear something that gets you energized about doing that thing again. I can imagine going to a workshop surrounded by other like-minded business owners would probably be a great thing for someone that's a business owner in that position. Like you said, that's been doing it for a really long time.
Yeah.
So
I feel like part of the peripheral things that happen in Business Builders is networking and energizing, because like you said, I mean, like-minded people that are really, I mean, to be an entrepreneur, you've got to have, that go-get-itness. So
right up tight.
Yes.
Your microphone.
Yeah, like you've never done this before.
I did not want it to.
Yeah, that's
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Happy medium.
Yeah, there is a lot of energy there, and it is exciting to go or to listen to people talk, because sometimes you can get beat down by where you live, right? You're like, this is never going to change. It looks ugly for some reason or whatever. And for people to be together and talking excitedly about something, it's very energizing.
So you've got your binder there.
Yes.
You
my
started
Leslie
out-
note binder.
Yeah. You started out putting flowers out
Yes.
and around downtown.
Yes.
When did we get our monorail?
Monorail.
I assume that's where this goes to.
The Cherrywood Canal. That's what I told Jeff Ray. Just rip up the old railroad tracks and
Zach's got
We should get a
Zach's
monorail.
got an idea for those railroad tracks.
That needs to be a pedestrian trail in the worst way.
Yes.
It's frustrating.
I
to,
think
like,
that's been discussed multiple times, actually.
I agree with you,
I
Zach.
imagine it is, and I can see that the problem is.
I don't know, but the monorail thing, that sounds kind of fun though.
Yeah.
Well, IU Health isn't using that one downtown anymore.
No.
They're shutting that thing down. So there's a surplus monorail right here in
there.
central Indiana.
What's the website for the surplus monorail?
Earl's Auctions.
Earl's Auctions got that Penske contract for the Speedway. I mean, like,
Now, my question was going to be, how do you grow from there? Like what is Newcastle Main Street doing and going to do to beautify the downtown space?
All right. Well, I'll try not to talk for too long. You got to cut me off at some point if I get boring.
You got 3 minutes and 27 seconds.
Okay, I'll hurry. So we recently got a grant from the foundation so we could do a strategic plan. So shout out to the Henry County Community Foundation because that was super helpful. So we did the strategic plan and we decided that our whole theme is going to be attracting residents and visitors alike to downtown. And how are we going to do that? There's 4 ways. You do it through economic development. So attract stores and places that people will come to, make it beautiful, have a good organization, and promote it. So those are the 4 buckets that Okra tells us we have to have, right? So we recently completed that strategic plan, and that helped us to sort of define. So one of the things is business builders, and that's our economic vitality and beautification. Scaffy's coming back. So do you guys remember Scaffy when
Dakota doesn't. He was 8.
Oh yeah, that's right.
No way.
Dakota.
I don't.
It wasn't an old lady, but it was a guy.
caretaker.
It was a caretaker and an ambassador for downtown. So after we got our strategic plan, we wrote another grant. All I do is write grants. We wrote another grant to Okra, and they gave us $15,000, which is enough to pay for Scaffy's employment.
So if I'm going to ask a practical question.
Yes.
If I bought some big flower pots,
Yes.
and I put them out on the street,
Yes.
would the city steal them from me, or would the Scaffy take care of them? How's that going to work out?
Well,
Or if I
right
put
now,
flower pots out on my street out here, would flowers magically end up in them?
Well,
No,
I
of course
think
not.
that, again, a testament to Carrie's leadership skills is I think it seems to have all of the downtown vendors on the same page. So I think they're working together a lot.
Yes.
And there's almost like they're building a downtown brand, to where I think before you could even pick the flowers out, Carrie would probably come to you and say, "Hey, got an idea."
I would come over here at night, Jeremiah, and take your flowers out and put my.
They have to be.
They have to be
They have to
uniform.
be Newcastle long stem roses.
Yes.
That's it. Yeah.
Rose City Roses. No,
American Beauty roses.
Yes.
you could, of course, put out whatever flowers
Patent
you
pending.
want, whatever makes it look beautiful. And we do, part of our mission and vision is that our downtown is unique. We don't want it to be Duloc from Shrek, right? So if you put out flowers, you are welcome to do that. I will probably not pay to maintain them because it's very expensive to water and maintain the flowers.
Yes.
So it does cost about $5,000 a year to get
plant.
per plant. No, per
very expensive.
per container. Everything is expensive, which is something I didn't know in 2014 when I started this. Whatever you do at home.
$5,000 a container?
No. A year.
Oh,
That was
okay.
it.
We have 23
I
containers.
almost had a stroke.
No, we have 23 containers.
Okay.
And
And that program costs $5,000.
yes.
Okay. That's
And we
close.
partner with Wylands to do that. And thank you, Wylands.
We love Wyland's flowers.
We love Wylands. Brianna Chapman is wonderful, and she waters them all for me. For a while, I was watering them with 5-gallon buckets out of the back of a 1990 Ford F-150 pickup truck that barely works. So I'm thrilled with Brianna.
It's too bad the city can't just get you free running water in every building, huh?
Well, or, wish we had a place to store some equipment.
We probably could with the
used
chicken
to-
tax.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, if we had
Chickens,
chicken.
I'm telling you.
They had
I figured that sitting here, I have figured out a way to pass chickens. You're welcome. Okay. You're not going to like it. There's some bad news with it.
I have good news.
Starts
and bad
with
news.
ta, ends with.
Hey, listen. I come from the libertarian side. We've been all pro legalization of everything. If you want to add a sin tax to it, it's a little more free than what we have now.
Speaking of that, what
somebody's probably
is it just flowers in the planters?
What kind of a flowering plant are they allowed to have?
We do find interesting things in the planters, by the way. Nothing flowering, but
Only
like
the one
trash,
outside the town tavern.
weird things.
Depending on what you plant in there, we might become a very popular down.
We could fund your whole.
I'm down.
L&K
Shouldn't it
Farms,
be
I
legal
heard they're
at
going to
some
plant hemp right in the Boss Hog planters out here on Race Street.
Perfect.
That would be.
Dakota's in now.
That's a pretty.
Dakota's
funny,
in.
That's good content.
Or maybe they're in our picture window just inside the other on the Race Street side.
That's a better idea.
Ooh, there was a downtown business that allegedly had one of those in the window.
Where's my Bill Levin bobblehead?
Imagine
Is that
music
still
isn't
over?
here anymore.
Zach, I need you to toss that over to me.
What do you need?
My Bill Levin bobblehead. Perfect. All right, we'll put that up on display here too. That was
Bill Levine.
Right next to sweet 3-year-old Braylon.
all
right next to the bourbon bottle. Look, turn him around. Even better.
We'll just turn it.
Even
so
better.
that you
Hey,
see
that's
Bill.
Main Street themed. It says "One Love."
One
on the
love.
back.
Yes, that was his campaign slogan.
He didn't make it.
He didn't win. Don Rainwater won, and he wound up nearly getting elected governor. But Bill ran. He's
Yep.
another Boss Hog alum. Bill Levin, statesman. It says on the box.
Yep.
Anyway, we have a
the
new
kind of
idea.
statesman that runs for one party, and then when you lose, you endorse the other party's candidate.
So politics.
Sounds about right.
That's right. We're going to take this down. Then I forgot about it. We're still mad.
Carrie, is there anything else that you want to plug about Newcastle?
We'll send it
Main
back to the
Street?
producer's desk until the next time we
boy.
need it.
Let's.
What else do I want to
Real-
plug? Is there anything you guys have?
Here's a
questions
good thing that you should plug.
Tell me.
If I wanted to give you money,
Oh,
how could I do that?
I would take it gladly. You could go to our website and there's a way to donate. And specifically right now, there's a way we're running a Blooms on Broad campaign. So if you give money for the flowers, you can choose to honor or memorialize for Mother's Day someone special in your life, and Main Street will write.
They
them a
don't
little
have to be
card.
dead, though.
They do not have to be
can know
dead.
about it.
They can be alive. We'll write.
This isn't like a secret way to order a hit in this town. Listen, I ordered flowers in her
Now
name.
wait, seriously.
like in memoriam. See you soon.
Yes, Main Street.
We
Yeah,
did, though, market it that way. How much money could we make for
I
Main
was just
Street?
thinking, Main
Just
Street
a
is
key-
for
a few key
sale.
funerals, and then the whole
We're down.
The whole program is over.
So you could go to our website, which is newcastledowntown.com and give there. And if you want to be a part of it, like Mason, the angel from heaven,
Volunteer.
you can volunteer, and you can just email us at newcastlemainstreet@gmail.com.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Or if you have ideas, I always love to hear ideas, especially if they're crazy.
Like photo scavenger hunts
Yes.
or children's books.
Children's
Or
books.
children's. I always say no. I always say no.
Yeah.
I think that we are on the website. I think that we sent that. Aren't we on the website of Newcastle Main Street?
We're on the email list.
Yes, I send lots of emails
I
to
get the
you
emails.
guys.
I get the emails.
I think that at one point in time, I remember filling out a piece of an email attachment with our
This is-
information.
Oh, you did. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. We are working on our email. Yes, that was so long ago, and I apologize
Hey, man, there was a pandemic. Give her a minute.
to everyone. Yeah, I gave away $216,000. We are working on our website to
Now-
have the businesses downtown.
If you go to the website right now, there's just a giant picture, an average size picture of Mike Broyles with a massive check.
That's when
Massive
we
check.
gave money away to for the last business builders. So yeah.
Mike says he wishes that the people got to keep the checks, though. This is like Happy Gilmore, where they couldn't
Just
have
took it away.
they couldn't have the check. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or The Office. We raised $1,000, but it's going to be $750 for a big check.
I really want the big check, though.
Print
We're
'em.
gonna All right. We are probably at the point in the show where we start to put a bow on it, cover anything we forgot. So, Zach, we'll start with you.
I've got a question for Carrie.
Okay.
Yes.
I know that, one of the things that they're doing is they're remodeling. I believe it's called, is it Citizens Corner?
Oh, yes.
A little update for the people that might not be familiar with what's going on there.
Sure. On the north, keep me honest, it's the northeast corner of Main and Broad.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
bad with directions.
Yes. Where all those tree stumps are.
Yes, we had to cut down the trees.
There are going to be some people very upset. Were they invasive trees?
They were not invasive trees. They were
Did they do
too
something
big.
wrong?
They did something wrong. No, they were too big for where they were. We had an arborist come out and check
Well,
them
as
out.
long as it was like a lethal injection. Where
It was
done,
it was very kind.
Yeah.
But actually, on my way here, the stumps were being removed by our favorite stump remover guy, Brady Renner. He's the only one I know. So, but he's my favorite. And we're going to plant 4 more trees, and they will be much smaller.
And will they be rain trees?
They will not be rain trees. I know.
What's a guy got to do to get a rain tree around here?
we need a
There's
rain
one at
tree
the
downtown.
courthouse. We filmed the planting.
Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah, you were. You spoke.
Elle shoveled.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. So that will be, and that is getting re-landscaped by Webbs. I'm giving a lot of plugs, but to beautify downtown takes so many people. So I am grateful. We are grateful to all of those people, and super excited to work with Webbs. They help us with Christmas decorations too. So that is getting done, and it should be done by the next cruise in, so that people have something pretty to look at as they're cruising.
Mr.
Thank you,
Burcham,
Zach.
anything else?
Broad Street cruises have started. I missed the first one because I was camping, and when I'm camping. I feel kind of bad. Just people try and get downtown and enjoy it. I've been able to work from home for the last year. And so one day, Kai's Creations is a food truck that was downtown. It was on Citizens Corner for a while. And I could order my lunch online, picked it up right when they said it was going to be there, sat down on the corner with the courthouse, which we have a very photogenic courthouse downtown. And I was like, this is nice. And then I could walk home. And it was like, people leaving like, oh, why would you? I don't know. Who doesn't want a downtown that you can walk to from pretty far away?
I can
as far as
almost walk there
Newcastle
from
is.
my house, but I was promised a sidewalk that went all the way to the last neighborhood on the south
You're
side
not
of the
in
city.
the city, Jeremy.
Yeah, but those people on the other side of the road, they were promised, they were baited and switched.
Yeah. It's
on their
because your
side,
friend
on their
Jerry,
walking path.
Jerry Mander made it possible.
We aren't friends with that guy either. Okay.
No, I'm pretty sure that guy's a Republican.
I think you're right.
And we didn't even get a sidewalk. We got a walking path, which I find superior as a pedestrian. The walking path is better. There's no concrete to trip over.
Jeremiah takes his grievances to his city councilman, okay? There's nothing to worry about.
That's right. I take my grievances to you too, and you're not even my city councilman. But yeah,
You see, this is
Zach,
why I'm
there
on the
will
phone
be-
all the
Yeah,
time.
you're not the only
This is why
one.
I'm on the phone all the time.
There will be food trucks uptown or downtown every Friday this summer, starting May 7th. Just so you know.
You're an overachiever. That's still spring.
Aaron Dicken. Do you have anything you need to promote?
No, I don't. Appreciate you having us on.
books.
Well, she's going to plug that. I am pasting in a link to children author Brittany Dicken's Amazon page where you can find both of her books and follow her so that you can see the new releases once her loser, lazy illustrator gets his rear end in check. But no, thanks for having us.
Is Newcastle Main Street on Amazon Smile yet? Because you could really multiply the money
That's true.
Oh,
if
yeah.
somebody made an Amazon Smile donation while they purchased the book.
Gosh, genius.
I believe someone asked me to do that a long time ago, and I didn't get to it.
There you go.
Right now, all my
I
money
know
goes
what
to
you're
Henry
doing
County,
tomorrow.
to the Henry County 4-H Association. So it still stays in the community.
Good call. Good call. Always like coming on here. Thanks for having us, and thanks for sharing the last of my Blanton's Dakota. And just really
privilege.
excited and proud to be here with my wife, though. This was a whole other level of fun, and I'm glad that she was able to be a part of it.
Who's watching the kids?
We typically don't have a sitter for this.
This actually is our date night for a month.
Yeah.
So,
Thanks for spending that on me. Good thing he's making up for it by taking you to Disney.
well, there's only 2 left, and then the piano moving is paid off.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We still owe you.
Yeah. My back. I still see Dr. Young every 2 to 3 weeks.
Just send us the invoice. Just send us the bill.
Just
Don't
supporting
tell
that
me.
chiropractor. Brittany, did we forget anything?
I don't think so. I would just like to say, buy the book, the Newcastle one. I don't really care about the Your Hair one. Buy the Newcastle
Whoa.
one. I mean, no, I care about it
It's like,
passionately.
are you saying you have a favorite kid?
No.
Because I would say the books are kind of like your children. Like, oh, hell, what the hell with the
No.
redhead one?
I love that one. I care about it. I care about it being in my house and my kids' hands. You guys don't have to buy it if you don't want to. But definitely buy the Newcastle one.
Great salespeople.
Terrible. Buy the Newcastle one so Carrie can get some money. And the last thing I guess I would say is just challenge everyone to say and share and do something positive. Being the wife of a city councilman, friends to people like Carrie, who are out there doing the dirty work. Like, a lot of people don't see what all goes into that. It's very easy to share negative things and constantly criticize. I challenge you, if you have a complaint, see what you can do about it. Try to fix it. Call someone. Talk to them about it. Don't just post on social media.
Yeah, call Aaron and complain.
Call Aaron and complain, as long as it's anything but trash. I cannot take another trash conversation. Just try to share something
I bet
positive.
you have nice green trash
Aaron.
cans with the lids.
Taking your work home with you again.
Toter talk.
Man.
We've done
We haven't-
6
We
episodes
haven't,
on the
we
trash
haven't,
debacle.
we haven't talked about heavy trash in a while.
Don't do it.
Somebody needs to bring up an idea to stop smoking in the parks. Get off the trash topic.
And stop letting
Do
your
it again.
dogs...
Do
it again, I dare you.
Stop letting your... Stop letting your dogs do anything in the park either. You got to clean up after
It's
your
just
dogs.
got to get us more views, Aaron. Like,
Do it for clicks.
How many times could my photo be photoshopped then?
Don't do
This is
it.
a week after Dakota said he was done with Gotcha podcasting. And he's like, come on, Aaron, bring it.
this is different.
I think actually that night I heard Brittany say, I swear I'm never going on that podcast. And look at her now.
I don't even
Yeah.
think we were a podcast. This was quite some time ago.
It was.
This was
Spoken like a true protective wife. It was.
It was. I remember
was.
it very clearly.
It was the
pretty
night
upset.
of May the 3rd. And no.
Yeah.
2018.
this was before I even knew Aaron.
I know. And now, look, we're
I'd never
mildly
even-
good acquaintances.
This was actually right as soon as I got into the friend group. This is like right as soon as I met James' niece.
That explains so much.
Carrie,
Just
are you okay that you're here?
I am okay. No, I feel like I've made it.
I don't know if you were properly prepped for this experience.
I am a listener. I listen.
All right.
She knew.
So I enjoy Boss Hog of Liberty very much. No, I agree with everything Brittany said. I agree with nothing Aaron said. No, I just, love lives here. And if we could look through everything with that lens, I mean, I know everything's not perfect, but it is important that we continue to have this wonderful place, and it's special and unique, and let's celebrate it.
And it takes everyone.
Yes.
It takes everyone from the bottom
Does.
to the top contributing to bring it all together.
Yes. And even just being here tonight and talking about all the people that I've helped so far, and I haven't even mentioned all of those people, but it does. It takes a lot of people. Mm-hmm. So thank
Thanks
you.
everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could write a kid's book.
You could.
All kinds of kinds or something like
Maybe
All kinds of
I'll
kinds.
Write a book about Boss Hogs, edited. It would have to be.
I'm gonna work them into illustrations.
I tried to get Councilwoman.
Easter eggs.
that. We have illustrations already done.
Easter eggs.
They're not slackers.
They're on stickers, and we sent them to our Patreon members.
I really tried to get Councilwoman Mills to work Boss Hog into the wedding ceremony for Chris Staten, but she failed me. My name did come up, but it was the podcast never did. So Maybe the next wedding she officiates. But if I can make your book, that'd be better too. That would probably be a small consolation.
I'll work on it.
D squared.
I want to point out how wildly different of a podcast this would have been if Aaron wasn't here. We have felt so loose and comfortable, like just joking around. But if you weren't here and we were sitting down to talk about children's books and downtown Newcastle, it would have been way different. And I appreciate that you were here.
I don't think so, because what we talked about was how comfortable it is. And I don't know, maybe not everybody feels this way, but I always feel like it's comfortable to come on this show, and you guys make it a very natural.
It's a conversation amongst friends.
Environment, exactly. So I don't think that's necessarily true.
I appreciate your confidence.
I appreciate your
Dakota would have been all uptight because he's nervous around ladies, but it would have been
in sports.
In sports.
Sports.
Yeah.
All right, I have a few quick things. One, city beautification efforts continue because the Henry County 4-H junior leaders are going to be doing their annual mulching of the county courthouse. So May 4th, the 4-H club is going to come out for the millionth time in a row.
Still can't believe you give those kids pitchforks.
And I've been training them. I've been training them for revolt on the courthouse steps for years.
There needs to be a picture.
And they just
Jeremiah,
keep doing
please.
And so far, they've only just spread the mulch. But one of these days,
If it gets dark, I'll bring a torch so that they can see.
Jeremiah, really, can there be a picture?
You need to drop them off at
always
the
are.
1400 Plaza, and they need to march to the courthouse with their pitchforks.
You should move the live portrait to the courthouse for May 4th.
Oh my God.
And the 4-H kids could be using pitchforks
Out
and
there.
then American Gothic.
New York, Newcastle Gothic.
get it down there and we'll get you some pictures. They are some very photogenic youngins. I can't let this show continue on another moment without Zach promoting his YouTube channel.
I didn't know I had a YouTube channel, and then one of the most frightening things that happened was Aaron Dicken's following me on YouTube, and I was like, "Wait a minute!" I was listing stuff, but it was unlisted. I'm like, somebody's sharing video links around or something.
You need to publish your YouTube channel because you had a lovely high definition 16:9 boat ride video.
After you complained about
I did complain.
it being 4:3.
It's like taking a video
never seen
in
a
portrait
thing?
mode, jerk.
I
You
think
gotta
the
go.
GoPro
You gotta go
I think
widescreen.
the GoPro shoots in 4:3, but whatever. So I changed it to 16:9. Yeah, but I've got a GoPro and I'm playing with it, and Jeremiah got his boat out, and so I spent an inordinate amount of time laying on my stomach on the front of the boat, hanging. It was the most just. Oh, I can't even think of a politically correct term for just. I had the GoPro on a clamp mount clamped to the end of a selfie stick stuck off the side of his boat.
Listen, I think I've been wanting a gimbal for a long time, and I think you and I should go in together on a gimbal that works with an iPhone and GoPro.
In the GoPro, yeah. A gimbal's on the list.
Yes.
I bought a bunch of stuff and realized I didn't really need much of it, and then I'm like, I need all this other stuff.
The video is playing on the in-screen, the in-studio screen in here for everybody that's watching. But you need to. It's Cruising Summit Lake. It's a great video of Summit Lake, and Zach highlights all kinds of cool stuff about the community.
If you're a mom, maybe not watch it because Owen loves to be on the edge of the boat.
I think it was Jackson,
Jackson.
the younger,
Jackson.
the younger
Oh my
kid.
God.
Is
Yeah, at one
hanging,
point he's hanging his hand off the edge. Believe it or not, that's the safest thing he probably did the whole week.
I was the captain of the ship, and I told him he had to call me captain, and he did. But I made a rule that said you have to have at least 3 somethings on the ground at all times. So they were belly crawling all over the boat. So it went well. It was fun. And then the story of the Newcastle Chick-fil-A, the truth has come out. There were some kids in Bedford, Indiana, that created a Facebook page that made the newspaper, and Bedford was the start. And it turns out that it was a copycat effort in Newcastle. So the Newcastle Chick-fil-A story that happened about 2 weeks ago. You're shaking your heads like you don't know.
about
I may
this.
have shared it
Yeah,
to my in-laws, and my parents, all the family.
we are getting a Hot Heads burrito, but no Chick-fil-A. But it was a copycat story from of some kids that invented this story for Bedford in southern Indiana.
That's too bad.
So it's in the vein of the Newcastle turkey. So I support the trolling. Next week's show, we have dear leader of Weird Libertarians Network, Chris Spangle, is going to be joining us. The following week, it's John Orovitz, formerly of ESPN, writer of The Split, And I believe he has a story on a book out on Pac West racing as well. So we're going to cover those. And then today we had confirmation. Our people talked to Daryl Radford's people, recently retired from the Courier Times, and Daryl Radford will be coming on and tell us some stories
he can
with
break
us.
his silence.
Yes, he can tell us.
How many bankers boxes is he bringing?
He
Travis
can tell us
Weich's
about
abusive
what it was really like
Power
on the
grab.
inside under Editor White. And then Travis will. The next week will probably be 3 hours of Travis demanding equal time. With that,
we're overdue for some Travis.
we thank you guys very much, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you for listening to the Boss Hog of Liberty, which is part of the We Are Libertarians Network. I am Chris Spangle, and I am the founder of this network, and I invite you to listen to all of our shows, which you can find at WeAreLibertarians.com or by searching for these in your podcatcher. The flagship show is the We Are Libertarians podcast, where we apply libertarian principles to current events. The Brian Nichols Show is a conversation amongst Republicans, Democrats, Libertarians, Independents, as they talk about what is happening in the news. And we have many other podcasts like The Chris Spangle Show, Upward, The Cost, Raw Audio Politics, Miranda's World, and Tad Talk, which is quite a ride. So check all of these out. Go to WeAreLibertarians.com and you can check out all of our great podcasts. Thanks for listening. Thank you for listening to the We Are Libertarians Network. Get our other shows at WeAreLibertarians.com. Our goal at The Chris Spangle Show is to help you sound smarter while talking with your friends. If you struggle to understand politics, we explain it from an independent libertarian perspective with all of the irreverence modern politics deserves. We toss out the screaming heads and put people before political parties and give context to the news to make you think. I'm the host. I'm a 15-year veteran of politics and media, and this show is published every Saturday. It's part of the We Are Libertarians Network, and be sure to join Wall Plus for bonus podcasts, the complete archives, commercial-free shows, and more. Subscribe now at WeAreLibertarians.com.
How do we take the ideas of liberty and sell them to your average person? Hi, my name is Brian Nichols, sales executive and host of The Brian Nichols Show, and as the director of sales development in the greater telecommunications and cybersecurity sector, I've spent years working with C-level executives to help them future-proof their company's infrastructure for an uncertain future. And at The Brian Nichols Show, I'm taking that industry experience and bringing it to the liberty movement. Each episode of The Brian Nichols Show features conversations with leading voices in their respective fields of expertise, ranging from CEOs to economists, elected officials, professors, and more. And instead of focusing on libertarians being right, we're teaching the basic fundamentals of sales and their application in the world of politics, teaching you how to ask better questions to help change people's minds. So, where can you find the program? Head to BrianNicholsShow.com or search your favorite podcast app for the program, and then hit that subscribe button to get 3 phenomenal episodes that'll make you a better advocate for liberty today.